Thank you for joining me on my masterclass. Now, today I want to teach you guys a principle that has helped me in my investment journey, and it's helped me make money, serious money. Now, here's what I did when I started out investing. There's a principle in education. It works for every level of education. People learn by pretending. So if you pretend to be something long enough, you eventually become that thing. That's why if you were young as a child and then you saw somebody walking, like in a cool way, and then you started imitating that person, very soon you started working like that. And if you try to work normally, you're not able to work normally again because you have become acculturated to working like that. It's the same thing with every aspect of learning. So if you pretend to be something long enough, eventually you become that thing. And so we have to learn like the rich. Pretend to be like the rich. We pretend to be like wealthy people. And how do you do that? It's not by pretending to be like them in how they spend. That's the biggest mistake a lot of people make. They want to spend like the wealthy. No, it is a downhill approach because you're going to go down very fast. It's a low-hanging fruit. What you want to do is that you want to pretend to be like the wealthy in their investing. So yes, you have small money. You're not a big man. You're not a rich person. You're not a wealthy person. But you've got some small money. Now, invest how they invest. Because if you continue with that process, if you pretend long enough, your small money soon becomes bigger money, eventually becomes big money, and then you become wealthy. Because you've pretended to be wealthy long enough and then now you're wealthy. When I started investing, what happened, I used to be a presidential spokesman in my country, and then in 2015 we didn't expect this. We all thought that my boss was going to win re-election, but he lost re-election, and suddenly I was out of a job. I'd left my business in the United States, and to go back to pick it up after 4 years of a very intense job. And so I began investing, and before I did that, my education was that I studied Warren Buffett of Berkshire Hathaway and Kathy Wood of ARK Invest. Now, Kathy Wood was my teacher because I would look at her, I would read up all the trade magazines, I would subscribe to Zach Investment Research to know what she invested in and why she invested in something. And that's why, whenever she was investing in like companies, some of those companies were nothing back then, I would just mirror her investment because, I wanted to be like her. She was wealthy, she was investing. Warren Buffett, not so much, because a lot of the things that Warren Buffett does, like they are kept secret, and you eventually learn about them when it's too late. But Kathy Wood's ARK Invest is not like that. It's a bit less opaque, more transparent. And so in 2016, when she invested in Nvidia, I think that time it was about maybe 80, no, I think it was about 61, between 61 to $80. I invested heavily. And today that stock is, I think it's about $1,234 from about $61 in 2016. At that time, there was not this AI boom. We didn't expect that the firm was going to be like that. But how did I get there? I got there by pretending to be like the rich in my investing, not in my spending. And so that's how it's a principle that you have to do. Don't forget about being carried away by social media, all of these fronters, actors, people that want to go to lounges. I don't go to lounges and clubs. The way I spend money, I like to spend money traveling. So I travel first class. Some of you see me, on British Airways. I go all around the world. But other than that, I don't like to spend money like foolishly. You go to clubs and then you spend like maybe $1,000 on drinks, and then you post the receipt on social media. People like Davido, he's a singer from Nigeria. They can do that because it's part of their lifestyle, and it's part of their branding. It helps them make money. But if you do that, you're being very, very foolish, quite frankly. What you want to do, invest like the wealthy. If you have $50, invest like them. You don't have to buy full shares. Now, right now, Nvidia is about $1,234. You don't have to buy full share. You can buy fractional shares. You can buy fractional shares in, like Amazon. I told my subscribers, listen, get Nvidia stock August 17 last year. I didn't tell them when I first bought because at that time we didn't have this platform. I wasn't on YouTube. I wasn't on X. I didn't have all of this platform. But right now, the stock has done so well, they're going to have a stock split. And if you look at stock split history, Apple had a stock split, Alphabet had a stock split, Amazon had a stock split. With Apple, after their stock split, immediately they grew by 10%. With Amazon, it was 8%, and with Alphabet, it was 5%. So we're going to see explosion of value. But the way I got this information is by pretending to be wealthy. Not in my spending, but in my investment. And that's how you're going to also become wealthy.
I hope you get inspired about what you see. Apostle of greatness, Reno is a master. Only one man against the whole world in large. Fighting with them monsters, poverty I can't stand. That's why Reno is